Good evening and happy Thursday. We are starting something new and just continuing on it on A Better Chance for Youth Futures Incorporated. Today, we are starting something called Testimonial Thursdays. Today, actually, I do have a very important announcement to make, and I do apologize to Monica and Terrence, but I do want to wish you a happy wedding day. That I couldn't make it out there, but I do have a gift on the way. So I do love you all with all my heart, and I hate that I couldn't be there for you. But let's get back to business. Today is a very good day for A Better Chance for You Futures Incorporated. We are on our 50th episode, and how fitting is it for us to have a special guest? I believe, if my memory serves me correct, this is probably one of the first friends I made in kindergarten. I know we've been friends, not gonna tell our age, but for a lifetime. And lately I've just been calling a lot of my friends on here, but her name is, well, let me bring her on. Her name is Davina Williams. Very, very, like, you might as well say we've been um, friends longer than some of my scholars have been alive. So I'm going to bring her on. She's in backstage. So welcome, Davina, to Let's Talk About It, Testimonial Thursdays. I did spill the beans. I told them I'm going to be very laid back because we've known each other since we were 5.
Right. Okay, fine.
um, through Miss Rogan's class, through summer camp, through everything. I think even college.
College, yeah, girl. Now, it's that one story we can't tell. Now, how about that?
We got no camera phones, no
Ooh, Jesus.
pictures, no anything. But I'm so grateful that you agreed to come on here and share your testimony. That means the world to me. And like I've already told everybody, I'm pretty going to be like so laid back because it's nothing you don't know about me. So it's not just talking to a stranger. So oh yeah, you remember my 7th grade glasses and my Jerry curl days. So.
Girl, baby, listen.
So, Davina, I'm going to let you tell your testimony whenever you're ready. By all means.
Well, yes, Miss Robinson is right. If there's a key to her story, I got it. But actually, we have been friends for years, and more than friends, closer than sisters. We've been through a lot. We've all grown and gone our own paths, and sometimes on the Golden Girls they say thank you for being a friend. I like to say thank you for being a friend. My life has been different and it's been crazy, but it's been good. When she said testimonial, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna be in church, like woo woo woo. But there's a way that you tell your story, and the people that you reach and who needs to hear it will definitely hear it. I really don't know where to begin, so let me just say, Miss Robinson doesn't want to tell her age, but we up there a little bit. But my name is Davina, and I'm a recovering addict. Now, let me start off. My drug of choice was alcohol. A lot of people don't believe that alcohol is a drug. However, I beg to differ. Not going to debate that. I'm just going to tell you my story and what I came through and how I came over and how I'm a better woman for today. Went to school, elementary school, raised by a wonderful mother. My mom is the bomb. Like even today, I mean, she's still my mommy, but as you get older, the roles reverse. So you become the mother. And if you haven't experienced that, get ready because you actually get the joy of becoming a mother to your mother. I am the mother as well of 3 teenagers that are 19, 20, and 21. They actually adults, but they teenagers, but they adults, but they teenagers. And then I think of myself at that age. And then it's like, I don't know what you are. You're just crazy. But I am their mother. And It's a joy to be their mother. Like, did I ever think that my story would end up how it is, how I ended up being a single parent, um, and raising them through the grace of God. I actually found someone else who was now passed along that helped me raise them, that was not their biological father. However, he did come and help me take care of them, which was nothing but a blessing. But I'll get back to that. So, like I said, I'm a recovering addict, that didn't know I was an addict. And the problem with that is that, like, when I first started off, I was raised and born and raised in the church my whole life. When I say I was born and raised in the church, I was born and raised, baptized, buried, opened back up, everything in the church. I mean, that's just how it was. My mother was over um, children's church and anything that dealt with the youth at the church. So, when you dealing with the youth at the church, you there every Sunday. So, nothing that she done took me on that path. However, I've come to the conclusion that I was destined to be the path that I was on, but I didn't know it at first, because when I first started, like, I went to high school, I went to college. I used to be a debutante. I always laugh because on what is it, New Jack City, he always say, you used to be the prom queen, now you the prom fiend. Like, that's the way I felt, you know what I mean, in recovery. I'm in treatment, let me say that. But recovery is a lifelong process, and it's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing that I go through in order to stay clean, because I know it's necessary for me to be clean. But I had to heal. I had to go through some things in order for me to be the woman that I am today. So, like I said, I went to college and I dropped out of college because I really majored in drinking and smoking, which I'm definitely saying don't do, but that's what I did. My mama signed me up. I decided I wasn't going to do that. Yeah, I ain't got that to do. So I found me a job. I got me a job, and me and my kid's father, who I really, was immensely the love of my life in my mind. But, we quit school, we quit college. Um, and then I started having kids, and I got a job and I worked and I started having kids, and then I started drinking because, when you become 21, you can drink legally. But I had been drinking since I was like 15 or 16. So that's a whole nother story. But my dad's an alcoholic as well. Generational curses previous to this. But anyway, so I had got it started off first. It started off as fun. Everything was what it was. I reared my children, different relationship after relationship, let's go there. But that was my own self-loathing, not feeling like I was good enough, not really realizing exactly what was going on with me, because I really never took the time to see. When you're young and having kid after kid, because I had one kid, then 10 months later, I had another kid. So my oldest two are Irish twins. I mean, we ain't Irish, but that's the same. So then I got my tubes tied, and then I had another kid. So this is three babies. They were like triplets at the time, like one, two, and three. And me and my kid's father was going back and forth, and it was just horrible. You know what I'm saying? A bad relationship. I don't even blame him. I don't know exactly where it went wrong, but it went wrong. Um, and then, like I said, I started drinking and working, and it was fun at first. I really never liked most people get strung out on weed and all that, and that never was my thing. I like to turn up, and Miss Robinson can tell you that the turn up was my life. Well, so I thought. Anyway, so eventually, after years and years and years, it became progressive, and through the progressiveness of it, about 4 years ago, I realized that I was an alcoholic and I had a problem. I couldn't stop. I tried to stop. Like, at first, I was like, "Oh, I only drink a little bit," or "I only do a little bit," and it was progressive. And really, the disease of addiction is progressive and fatal. So, like, eventually, if I didn't get help, I was going to die. I had alcohol poisoning, plus many other things, that I just wasn't being the woman that I needed to be. But I had so many issues from before that I really had never dealt with, that I had never seen. And then once again, it was generational. My daddy was an alcoholic, but I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't put it all together. So when I finally put it all together and realized I had a problem, I went to treatment. And when I went to treatment, like I went to the hoodish treatment of hood treatments, but I won't say the name, but whatever it was, it worked. I got time to separate myself after being in ICU for 4 days. Let's go there. But I got time to separate myself from the alcohol and got time to think and got time to really evaluate my life and realize that I just was not where I needed to be. Um, and then that's where God steps in, because if you live like I live and know what I know, I am a firm believer in Jesus Christ, and I know God will and does make a way. So He stepped in, and in treatment, I was like, I can't live like this no more, And I was in treatment, and people were like, "Oh, well, I'm leaving, or I'm going, or I'm about to go, or I'm." Well, I couldn't go. I couldn't leave. You weren't locked down or nothing. It was just a matter of you completing the course and then figuring out what you was gonna do with your life. So I completed the course. Um, it was hard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anybody has ever said this, but alcohol is the only withdrawal that can actually kill you. Heroin won't kill you, cocaine won't kill you, but actually alcohol can literally kill you. So, excuse me, I had to be kind of guarded, because I mean I didn't want to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I chose life. So I ended up getting out of treatment. After I got out of treatment, I started going to meetings. I won't really say the fellowship I use, just because I don't want to mar. But I got in a 12-step program. And being in a 12-step program, you have to do 12 steps. You know what I mean? You have to really follow it to the letter in order for it to make your life better. However, it's worked for countless numbers of people for years and years and years. And if it could work for them, it could work for me. So I bought in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, it's either this or back to that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many times you think you can catch alcohol poisoning without dying. You know what I mean? So it's like I didn't want no more misery. Like, I couldn't afford no more. Like, my soul couldn't take no more misery. So I started doing that. And they was like, come to meetings. And I'm like, what are these people doing? What is this meeting about? Like, what in the world? But they said do meetings. So I did meetings. And then I started doing a lot of meetings. Then I started doing more meetings, and then I started getting time in recovery. And then before I knew it, like, I had 90 whole days. Like, I didn't think I could get 90 minutes clean without being in treatment. So 90 days was just like astronomical to me. But I got the 90 days, and then I kept going and going and going. And then I got, what is it, 6 months. Then I got 9 months. Then I got a year. And I had been clean a whole year, an entire year. I know alcohol. And let me tell you, my alcohol tore my skin up. Like, I had skin issues in my whole life. Everybody know, ashy, whatever. But I had eczema. So, but the alcohol was making it worse, and it was making me look ill. I had lost a lot of weight. I was just bad, just in bad shape. Well, and I got that again. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And today it really don't matter. I don't know. But I just became whole. Like, it went with the meetings, became the healing, became everything else. So then, after being clean for 1 year, I had got jobs. Like, getting a job ain't never been my problem. Let's go there. I worked at one place for 10 years, and this is when I was still in active addiction. I got out, got another job, like, after, like, I had to go back to work finally. So I got another job, and then now I got the ultimate job, but I can't even talk about that because I need to go back to 1 year. So at 1 year I ended up saying, you know what, I think I want to work in recovery. I need a second job. Um, I got all these free time since I ain't drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me give me a second job. And just so happened somebody said, well, the treatment center's hiring. And I'm like, the treatment center? I'm like, oh, I hate that place. But then I'm like, they helped me. You know what I'm saying? So they helped me. They got me together. let me see. So in 1 year, I had the keys to the place that I was locked up in. I mean, willingly locked up, but I was locked up in. Like my life had did a 360. So I worked at the treatment center for a while, and all through treatment, like it all through recovery, like when people first start coming, like they don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed to be able to have a car. Like, I mean, because if you've been using drugs your whole life, you just ain't got no car. You ain't got no car. You ain't got no money. You ain't got nothing. Well, the way that my higher power, God, whom I choose to call God, set it up that I really never like missed out on nothing. So I had a car. So I had a car, a van, because I got 50 kids. And I would just pick people up and take them to meetings with me. You need a ride, you need a ride here, you need a ride there, you want to go to me. Like that was my thing, which I didn't know was service work. Like that was like kind of get me into place to, help somebody else because I couldn't miss the meeting because for one, I got a service position, so I was like making coffee. They figured out I could cook, so they had me making breakfast for the place or just doing something like that. Always added to my recovery. But so I'm taking people back and forth to meetings. People seeing me and they're like, "Hey, this other place, they got they need a house manager for the sober living." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" Okay, so I interview. I get the job. I got two jobs. So I had three at one time, but that's a whole nother story. But I ended up getting the job, and so I started running the sober living houses. I had two of them, and that was like one of my greatest rewards because I got to see people um, come from trying. You know what I mean? Come from where I was at, broken, and I got to help mend them, help them become whole again. And I didn't have to help them from a viewpoint of not knowing. I got to help them from a viewpoint of I know exactly where you are. You know what I'm saying? When you don't love yourself, so you do things that you ain't supposed to do just to get attention, or you find ways and means to get more drugs. Now alcohol pretty cheap, so it wasn't like I was doing a lot of, but at the same time, the feeling of desperation is something that I could identify with. So I ended up helping a lot of girls, and I still run sober living houses. And like we have other housing managers and other people, but like I don't think of it as no job, because I know, you know what I mean? Now I never lost my kids, you know what I'm saying? But like a lot of the girls, they don't have their kids, they don't have their family, they don't have nobody, you know what I mean? Like some days it's like I'm their mother too, and I thank God for being able to be that. But like I can give them hope, you know what I mean? Like if you ain't got nothing and you don't have nothing and you don't have nobody and then you don't have hope, like I just try to tell them, like if you just devote 1 year of your life, everything will fall into place. And that's the beauty of God, and that's how God works. Because here I go from broken and a drug addict, you know what I mean, to the keys to the place. You know what I mean? Like who does like from the palace to from the pit to the palace? That because just staying in God's will and doing, what He cleaned me up to do. And I could never understand it, like because I would be like, well, why everybody else can, stop drinking and go to work? Why everybody else can do this and do that and still maintain, but I couldn't do that. And it wasn't until I realized that that's my purpose. You know what I mean? Like it's my purpose and my duty to help the next person. It's my charge. And so when I think about this, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna say? Because I know Mama Nick want me to say something, but I always go back to this scripture, Philippians 1:6. It says, being confident of this very thing, that he which began a good work in you, will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. And I think about that, and I say that to myself all day, like, like how it started ain't gotta be how it ends. You know what I mean? Like just because it's hard and sometimes it will be messed up. Like life is messed up sometimes. But if you hold on to God's unchanging hand, He will help you. He will deliver. He will take you from being an addict to now you are, helping people in that same situation. And I'm just so grateful to be able to do that. So now I take people to meetings, I pick them up. I'll do it. Like yesterday, I bought them some cigarettes. They was arguing about cigarettes. And I mean, people say, oh, you don't smoke, but if that's all you got, that's what you need. You know what I mean? What am I to do? You know what I mean? So I don't enable them, but I give them some self, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people need that. People just need to know, hey, you're gonna make it. Hey, you're gonna be okay. Hey, it's gonna be all right. I went through that. I did that. This happened to me. And now here I am today helping you. So, as they aspire, like I'm a drug counselor, a certified drug counselors, whatever. But the titles don't mean nothing to me. The credentials don't mean nothing to me either. You know what I mean? First of all, I'm a woman. I'm an overcomer. I make it a point to help other people, like, and all because, like, but I was going through it. You know what I mean? Like my go through helped me to my get through, and being a parent and being a mother and being, everything that I was and everything that I had to see everything I wasn't to and able to, line them up and get it all together so that I can become this woman. Like now, you know, I can do anything I want to do. I can. I mean, I work. You know what I mean. But like, I don't want for anything. I don't need anything. I gift myself on a regular. Because I get to because I'm grown. I have a steady relationship. You know what I mean. But it ain't like I don't need financials. I don't need anything. Like I'm in love because I'm in love. I'm not in love because of my kids need shoes or whatever. It's just something different. Like I can hold my head up high today because I am a woman. You know what I mean? I am a mother. Like I ain't the drunk or the alcoholic or the addict that I used to be. I'm recovering. Like I'm constantly recovering, but every day I'm getting better. And I just want other people to know, like, whatever you're going through, like you will get better. It will work out. All you got to do is just hold on until the miracle happens. Like it's going to happen. Like we weren't made to suffer. We weren't made here to be put here to not have. It's just a matter of just holding on and having faith in God that everything will work out. Like I don't know what else to say other than that, Miss Robinson. I'm saying, like, I could go on for days.
And you definitely have the right to go on for days. You got my permission. I pay the bills here, so. But I was sitting back there just like, amen, amen.
Right. Like I be trying not to take people to church, but how can I not? You know what I mean? Like the gifts come where it come from. You know what I mean? It is who it is. He does what he does, and then he allows us to do what we can do.
Exactly. And that definitely is both of our foundation,
Vacation Bible School, yeah.
VBS, after
Yeah.
church, BTU, you name it, we was there.
Listen, Guild Girl.
I was sitting back in the back like, amen, amen. I was like, she can't hear me, but I'm saying amen. But it's such a pleasure when you get to see your friends excel and they go above and beyond, because we all know our circumstances. We all know the different struggles that, we had to face, like just being realistic. Just the type of talk we're having today, I used to deal with depression. When the person that meant the most to me died, that took me out, literally.
Yeah.
Literally took me out. So that's why when you were saying things, I was like, yeah, I can agree. I didn't want to sit in them circles and talk to them people. I don't know you, so I don't want to talk to you.
Right. You don't get it.
And just like today, I was like, oh my God, your powerful testimony, I know, will definitely touch our parents that may be watching. It would definitely touch anybody. I have some people on some platforms that are amening and giving you kudos, like keep it up. But if you could talk to your 18-year-old self,
girl,
Oh God, that's scary because I was there too.
Right. Minus Purple Thursday. Is this minus Purple Thursday? Okay.
Minus Purple Thursdays, Majestic, any type of
Yeah.
minus all that.
Okay. The
But
bar.
yeah, the barn, the ballroom.
Yes. Mhm.
It's funny
Mhm.
because somebody had some type of outing, and I was like, I don't even be up past 10 sometimes. You got the
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, you got the day party me. Preferably brunch. Let's go there. Like for real. Nah, but I'm up in the morning though, and I find myself getting up in the morning. I'll be like, "Oh, it's 7:30. Let's go." You know what I mean? Like it's Saturday.
But if you could tell your 18-year-old self advice, or just a teenagers, because like I said, I deal with a lot of freshmen, and oh goodness, thank God, I just had a brain vision of our freshman year, even though people honestly thought I went to Central State because that's exactly
Well, 'cause in the evening you did.
all my classes was in Central State in the evening. But if you could tell that 18-year-old that's about to go off to college, what would you tell them?
Stay out the breezeway. No, I'm just playing. What I would do is this: know your value, know your worth, know what your mama sent you to do. And your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't waste their money. Um, Pay attention. Um, School is important. Who you love at 18 is probably not who you going. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Who I ended up. Let me talk to my former self. To my former self, I say leave him alone.
Girl, you made me hit the wrong button because I'm like,
Right.
my 18-year-old self, yes.
Yeah, yeah. But like be about your business. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at my daughter and her friends and they my son's not so much, but we're gonna pray about them. We're gonna humming a shamana together. But anyway, but like they be about their business. You know what I mean? Like life is not a game, you know. People put money into you, they put energy and time into you in order for you to be successful. It's always best. You supposed to be the next generation to bring up the past generation. Like now, I mean, I'm good. Like my mama want money. You know what I'm saying? And like I told my kid, I want my money back. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to do what I sent you to do, so I can get my money. Period. But ultimately, like love yourself. Like kick it, party, do all that. You know what I'm saying? Do it to the fullest. But take your butt to school. Take your butt to class. Go to class. Go to class. Get up. Do your paper. Don't do
Yes.
your paper high. Do your paper. And just do what you're supposed to do, because in the long run that 4 years will mark the rest of your life. Like you can with a degree, like just so happen I have the job that I have now, and I work with people that got master's degrees, but like I had to hustle even harder, you know what I mean? But like it people put respect on that paper, and when you get old, you're too old to go to school, so don't even say I'm gonna go back, because then you got bills and kids and bills, and you got to drop people off and pick people up, like, so don't even do that to yourself. Buckle down, knock out them 4 years, party in between, and
Mhm.
handle your business. That's what I would say.
That's awesome. You also said something that, and I can't get this to the teenagers, mainly the girls, but boys, men too. Love yourself and know your worth.
Yeah,
It's we can go for days because we both know each other's history on times that we weren't living that.
yeah,
And that's why I said today probably be unusual. I might be a little bit more transparent because I'm with my friend, my sis. She
right,
knows.
right. And see, you have to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like self affirmations are the bomb to me. Like at first I'm like, like get you some post-its. Let me tell you, put them on your mirror. Now, other people might think they're crazy, but that ain't for them. It's for you.
Mhm.
I am enough. When they first told me to do that, I was like, that's stupid. I already know I'm enough. What are we doing here? But then, you know, it helps you though. When you go in the mirror and brush your teeth and wash your face, I am beautiful. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. Like that needs to be something that you're reminding yourself so you don't settle. Like you are so much better than a settle. And young women with the sharing of the man, honey, I did all that. Like, listen, if you can't be his number one, be his nothing. Be his nothing. Because somebody will come along and love you and treat you the way that you're supposed to be treated. So please, please, please don't settle.
Wow.
And do an application on him now. Now, I mean, if anybody get a job, they fill out an application. I don't know what you're doing, but I mean, find out about him. You know what I'm saying? Be more than just the surface. Don't go for the gold teeth and the shiny car and all that. No.
Right.
When you get my age, you check his credit score. But that's a whole nother story.
Oh my God. Free. You said check the credit score.
Baby, listen.
Well, hey, I'm not mad at you, but two things you done said today that has definitely stuck out to me: know your worth, love yourself, and don't settle. Like that's epic. Especially to say to these young girls, if I could, I probably could write a book about a whole bunch of different unique situations, but
unique.
Man, just epic, especially those high school years. But I totally appreciate your vulnerability and just saying it. I'm super proud of you. Super proud of how you overcame this obstacle. There are some people who are still struggling. I don't know what that is, but some people that are still struggling.
It ain't a cater, is it?
Girl, no. If we had, I would probably be on top of the disc behind me. But no, like seriously, I honestly didn't know until I started reading like some of your posts. I was like, wait a minute, she did that. She did that too. But like you said, how you start is not how you finish. You got the keys to the kingdom.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm like, dang, like I just want to seat at the table. She got the keys. No,
girl, baby, because I know the key keeper. Let's go there.
That's facts. Facts. They started at Harrison Memorial.
Yeah.
But no, but like I said, I do have another question because I do have some people that they are single mothers. And I'm like, shoot, Benny be at every drum recital, every drill team thing. How do you balance that and still do self-care? How did you balance that and still do self-care?
Well, this is the thing. Kids come first. They just have to. You can steal away and get some self-care and still, like, I mean, you take a bath when they sleep, like I went to bed for years. I went to the bathroom when they would sleep. I'm like, everybody sleep. Let me go in here, but they are the most important. Like, that's it. Like, you are so responsible for them babies. You know what I mean? And even now, my kids is grown. And some days it's still hard to get self-care, but it's my job to make sure that they okay, and I don't even know where I'm about to go here, but I'm about to go here. It's your show. Anyway, somebody was talking about putting your kids out at 18. And I can't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I want them to be equipped. We writing checks, even though people don't write checks no more. I'm showing you how to fill out checks. I'm showing you how to write money orders. I'm teaching you about your credit. I'm making you pay me some rent. Not a lot, but a nominal fee. But I'm teaching you to be able to go out in the world, because I'm not always going to be here, like I'm not. But at the same time, I have to grow you to be where you need to be. So like with my children, and let me tell y'all, I run a house. Like, my kids be here, they friends be here, they other friends be here, they friends be here. Like, it's always somebody in this house. Like, I woke up one day, somebody was sleeping up under the dining room table. Like, that's how much the kids just come. When you got a bunch of kids, you always have a bunch of extra kids. It is what it is. But what I was saying was, like, I put them first because they are my top priority, and it's up to me to take care of them. It's up to me to make sure that they're safe. You know, like when they were growing, I didn't do a lot of dating other men because I got to make sure these kids are safe. You know, um, and I went wherever they went. Wherever they went, I was there. You know, like I would be taking, like my kids used to play chess, golf, uh, drum. They drumlined me to death. They did drumline for 13 years. Then I had a cheerleader. Uh, I don't know. They signed up for everything. They went to cyber, so they had concerts. They were classically trained percussionists, all of that. And I just went like wherever I went, wherever they went, I went. They going out of town, I'm going out of town. They doing it like so. As far as like a social life, my social circle consisted of the parents that were doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like birds fly with birds. You know what I mean? So I always got me a set of friends that supported their children as well, you know, and then sometimes they would have sleepovers and go other places. That was really slim to nil. They usually all came here, you know. So some nights I would have 13 kids spending the night, you know. I'm like, I'm over here doing like Jesus. I'm feeding 5,000, you know, like with nothing, but it always worked out. Always.
Well, no, when you say that, oh my God, you know my everything. It reminds me of how our parents were. It was like
Oh yeah.
kids everywhere. I couldn't stand it because I hate sharing. But everybody called my mom and dad. They mom and dad.
Yeah. Well,
And
and then listen, we didn't go nowhere unless you knew them. They okay, I know her and I know her. Now, if I know her mama, then you can go with them. These people, some people don't even. Some people I never met their mama, but that's all right because they safe here. But you know, it was rules to the game. You
that's
you
true.
you you can't do nothing unless I know their mama. And then
Right.
they don't let them take you somewhere and it wasn't suiting. Oh, you ain't staying. You can come, you can visit, but you ain't spending the night. I used to be like, what? But then the same thing. I can remember taking my daughter to a slumber party. Like, I'll be back at 8. I was spending the night, not no more.
Oh Lord, somebody's talking about my spoiledness. That's a whole different show. Me your
Yeah.
show. But yes, I totally I am like your parenting skills are epic because I deal with a lot of parents and they don't have it like you. Like, sure, take my daughter. Ma'am, you don't even know me. So yeah, I think they need to go back to a lot of that old school parenting because it's a lot of things happening that, you know,
Yeah, because you don't know. You used to have to only watch your daughters. Now you got to watch your sons too.
true. That's very true. And actually you do have sons. So what is your take on things like are you a little bit more overprotective because of the issues that are happening with black males or
Man, listen, I I don't play about the. Listen. The police like don't do man. You know what I mean? Like my son and his friend got pulled over. The first person he called like ma, they
oh,
pulling us over. You know, and of course they weren't right. The friend didn't have no lie. I'm like, oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, keep me on the phone. You know what I mean? And the officer and the officer was very nice. You know what I mean?
listen.
Yeah, and so that was, but like, man, I'm all on it. You know what I mean? Like my son's friend got in a wreck outside the house. The police, ma'am, can I help you? Yeah, I'm gonna stand right here while you talk to him, and then I'm, you know, and that was cool too. But like, it don't matter, man. I'm protecting it. I'm everybody, mama. I can remember one time it was a fight at the school. It was like after opponent's game. Kids was everywhere. They was fighting. Girl, I had on my gown, y'all. I had on my gown. I said, "Oh God, this is why you listen to Monique. You don't rather in your pajamas, you know." But I'm just playing. But I just picked up for the game, and I was like, "Lord, I got to get out." Thank God it was a long gown, and you couldn't really tell it was a gown, but I knew it was a gown. And my kids like, "Please don't stop this fight." I said, "You think I'm about to let these kids fight? I'm
Right.
all in the middle of this. Like, now somebody hit me or something, but." Really, what people don't understand is kids really want direction. They
Mm.
really do. I have seen so many children be disrespectful and rude and let a grown person pull down. I was in the store the other day. These girls was cussing. I said, "Hey, excuse me." Excuse. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Ma'am." Okay, you know what I mean? And she snapped it together. Because for one, I wasn't trying to be smart with her. You know what I'm saying? I just came from a level of hey, you know what I mean? And they don't want you to be like, shut up, you know what I mean? But just if they see you and acknowledge that you're like, hey, and it's always in love. But I'm a corrector, honey. I'll correct you in love in a minute.
And you have to be that way, because I remember a time where Miss Brenda would check me, and I better not say nothing. So
Yeah. No, they smacking. They used to lay hands on you when we was little. Like, then you go home and then you get in trouble again because somebody had to know. But now these mothers, some of these mothers, you say something to their kids, you might have to fight their mama. You know what I mean? And that's so sad. But the thing about it is that it ain't, if it's done in love, like I. I'm never gonna cuss no kids out or nothing like that. But if you out of line, and the kids that come over here already know, she up, mom's upstairs, mom's upstairs. I hear y'all. You know what I mean? So y'all can talk, and they 19, 20. Ain't no cut. Don't be cussed. You know what I mean? I'm old school. You ain't gonna be cussing in here, honey. The only person cussing in here is me. And if I'm cussing, somebody in trouble.
That's true.
But my boyfriend always said, you got them old school values. Yeah, we eat Sunday dinner. Yeah, y'all sitting down together. Like, and that's how you, and I think that's why a lot of kids gravitate to me, though, because I'm like, you gotta get it back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. And ain't no kicking it or partying it over here. So especially now, so ain't no turning up, Chad.
That's true. Well, how did y'all do with like COVID? Because you got kids that's involved in stuff. I know, and kids that's used to coming to your house. You probably was like, hand sanitizer, mask.
Listen, my nephews, two of my nephews, well, they really not even related, but they nephews because we've been together so long.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got quarantine here. Like, I'm like, they said, don't leave the house. I didn't know they meant my house. You know what I mean? So it was me and my kids, my 3 kids, and then my 2 nephews.
Wow.
And we was all in, here together. Now, because I'm a central child, I always had to go to work. But like it ain't no problem. I live the way that I live, and I'm so grateful to God. Like food, I'm saying, it's food for everybody. Come on, anybody show up over here, you gonna get a sandwich, if nothing else. You know what I mean? So I was able to feed everybody. Now it wasn't a lot running in and out now, especially until but like the 2 that came, they stayed. Then whoever came, I'm like, now if y'all gonna come and stay, but you ain't gonna keep coming in, especially early on. You know what I mean? So y'all just sit on down. Hey, somebody sit down. And that's kind of just how I roll, because Kennedy, she a dental assistant, so she worked the whole time. And
wow.
Yeah, I think she might have been off for a couple of weeks, and then at the time I was doing medical billing, and then still doing working at the sober living. So I was going to work every day, like, hey, but I've been vaccinated. Thank you, Jesus.
I was about to say, I have 2. Which one did you get?
Now that's the problem. No, it ain't a problem because but I got the Johnson and Johnson, and
you're brave.
Well, see, I didn't want to get 2 shots, so I'm like, I only want to do 1. But like the day after I got it is when I was like, people dying, but then it come to find out they wasn't dying. But you only hear half the news. You know what I mean?
You hear of it, and then you start psyching yourself out. Because I got Pfizer. I got the Pfizer one, and I already don't like needles.
Right.
So me getting that, I got shot 1, I was fine. Shot 2 took me out. Like I was sleep, I was hurting. I was like, I don't like this. But
yeah, I didn't have very many side effects. I actually had to rest because I'm always running. So I got and I went to sleep that day. That's all. That's it. I was like, well, I'm tired. And I just went to sleep. And my mom got it. She told me I feel better than I had. But my mom actually had COVID. So
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So she so she was like, we're going to get that shot. I'm like, well, I don't want to get no shot. But I think it's better that we do. My daughter had COVID.
Girl,
Yeah,
you a walking testimony. You got all them people that had it, and you
and
they
I never caught it, but like it was, I mean, so it was in a, but you know, I'm all about, you know, like I'm anointing my house. I'm holy oil. I got some holy oil from Bishop Cousins. Um, yeah, girl, I these people they sleep. I'm hitting the doorways, all that. You know what I
wow.
mean? But I still believe in that. You know what I mean? Like,
I do too. You know my mama, and then
mhm,
you know I still put my armor on
okay.
at this
So
age.
whatever the devil got, we got something for it. How about that?
Wow. Well, that is truly a blessing. I did not know that part either, that everybody around you had it. And
My coworker, let me tell you, my coworker that I sit like I don't know, not even 6 feet from, had it, and
wow,
she and you know, I never caught it.
that's grace and favor.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, I truly do appreciate you coming on. I know, you know, this is not even like having a live. This is like, we sitting at home chilling, talking.
Right, right, right.
But do you have any like parting words that you want to say to be an inspiration to someone? Like your testimony already, based off of people that's texting me and saying, "Who is that?" No, this is my sandbox friend. We known each other since we was 5.
Right, like if you put a real close up to face, you might think we're the same person. How about that?
Really, I
But
remember we.
the power twins, Monique and Unique. Okay.
So yeah, I I look back at stuff and I look back at situations, and words cannot express how proud I am of you for even being vulnerable enough to share your story, to come on here. It takes a lot um, to tell your testimony, because sometimes you let yourself get in the way.
Right.
And for you to be vulnerable, you like, hey, this is what it is what it was. But if you could do parting words to shed light or give an inspiration to someone who may be watching that's dealing with the same situations that you have overcome, what would be your words to them?
Mm, let's see. I'm thinking of Sean Mitchell. It's turning around for me. You know what I mean? Um, it won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect that concerning me, and sooner or later, it'll turn in my favor. It's turning around for me. That's it. That's it. Girl, I'm about to run around the living room like.
Oh Lord, hey, it won't be. You will not be the first person to shout. Trust me.
But that's it. Like if you just stick with the honey, you hold on to God's unchanging hand. Like and He will deliver. Like that's it. Just from deliverance, like it will come. If you want help, help is out there. Find you a God of your understanding,
Hmm.
uh, and trust in God. He will deliver. Okay, that's all I got.
He said, that's all I got for the people. Well, to my late folks that may be watching on the replay, this is Davina Williams. She has an excellent testimony. She is also one of my first friends I made. We used to be in everything, literally everything, everything. If it
Everything.
was church, it was school, it was a play. Oh my God! Even
Oh, remember that commercial we did? Hey man, you got a nickel bag? You want some smoke?
in a drug-free commercial in middle school.
Right. Who would have thought?
That girl. Oh my God, you remember that? We had on like the starter jackets and all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mm,
Um,
that's funny.
I think we were, yeah, we were in the like
It was some
the
kind of acting group or
acting group
something.
that used to go around and do the drug-free plays and things
Yeah.
like that. Was
Right.
humble beginnings, because I had a Jerry curl and some thick glasses. I remember.
Girl. Right. And I'm a recovering addict. Who would have known?
Only you. I told you all this would not be a typical show. Anytime I
Right.
invite my friends on here, I'm a little bit lax in, But I do appreciate her coming on and sharing her story, being vulnerable. Hit the like, share, comment, and I will also check comments if you have questions that I will not be able to answer. You know me, if I haven't experienced it, I try not to speak on it, but I'll find somebody that can. So thank you for watching. We will see you on Sunday, I believe. And I don't exactly remember who is our guest. I know it's here. But you'll definitely see me put the shout out there for him. So thank you again. And thank you, Davina. I'm going to say Davina. I ain't going to say your nickname. It might be other people.
Okay.